Welcome to Lake Break, a series devoted to the #1 question that I get. How do you break down a new body of water? Today I have 8 hours to catch 5 bass that weigh 17 pounds on a lake that I have never seen before. If I fail, I'll give away my favorite fishing rod to a subscriber.
Got it right there.
The lake I will be fishing is Sharon Harris in North Carolina. This lake can produce some giant bass, but it has become extremely pressured over the years. And unfortunately, I'll be fishing this lake just 2 days after a major cold front with lows in the upper 20s. Now, I really know nothing about this lake at all. So the first thing that I'm gonna do is look at my mapping, and I'm also gonna look at Google Earth. What I know currently, as soon as I put the boat in, is that the water temperature where I'm sitting is at 55.8 degrees. I'm assuming that most of these bass are probably in that pre-spawn time frame. There might be some bass that have kind of been on some structure, kind of where they winter, and they're gonna start pushing up into the shallow cover. One of the biggest things that I like to look for are highways. Places where bass can literally, like on a road, on a highway, go up into shallow water to spawn. And a lot of times along those highways, you're gonna find little areas. Maybe it's a secondary point, a stump, a brush pile. Maybe it's just a creek channel swing bank where those bass are kind of staging before they go up to spawn. That's really, in my mind, what I think the bass are probably going to be doing, but you literally never know what's gonna happen until you start fishing, until you start getting some clues. So let's get some clues and let's get to fishing. The first area I want to look at is this medium-sized creek right here. I'm assuming that with the nice weather leading up to this major cold front, these fish probably made a hard push up in the creeks. Now, I tend to like medium-sized creeks because I believe that you can break them down quicker and then apply your findings to other major creek arms in a reservoir. Upon arriving at this creek, I immediately noticed bait suspended off a few secondary points, which is always a good sign. My plan is to start in shallow water and fish from the mouth of this creek to the very back. Now, I won't actually fish the entire way. I like to fish for 15 or 20 minutes. If I don't catch anything, I will make a move with the big motor, stop somewhere, fish for another 15 or 20, and continue this leapfrog approach until I run into the bass. A lot of creeks across the nation, you know, when you have little creek arms, not always, but when you have little creek arms like this, you're gonna have a kind of a creek channel side, and you're gonna have a little bit of flatter side. And bass can get on both, but this time of the year, those bass a lot of times will use that creek channel side to kind of move in. It's some of the first places that I always try to fish. Right now I'm seeing mostly a red clay type bottom. As you can see, you got some of that bank grass in the water, but that bank grass is really not in much water at all. Like it's just in a couple of inches of water. So the name of the game for me is really just cover water. Cover as much water as possible. I'm gonna throw this spinnerbait a lot because I'm confident in a spinnerbait this time of the year. And if I can get 1 or 2 fish to bite it, usually they're good ones too. We just need 5 fish today, and hopefully they're gonna weigh 17 pounds. Nice little beaver dam there. I'm also gonna flip any really good laydowns that I see as well. You know, I just panned out, kind of sitting on a secondary point right now, and I can see some bait and a couple of fish out there off that secondary point. So I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna work this spinnerbait in, and I'm gonna come back out and maybe crank some of these secondary points. Oh gosh. Man, I don't know if that was a bass. I either just rolled that over a carp's back or a bass hit that. It's all fish on the Mega Live there. I literally just am fishing a little bit of a secondary point, just kind of a clay point. Man, I wonder what that was. Maybe a clue, may not be. Okay. I was actually gonna go all the way to the back of the pocket, but there isn't a lot of laydowns or anything like that in this particular body of water, but there's a good laydown right there. I'm gonna flip it and maybe it'll give us a clue, you know? There's a school of, look what looks like crappie in there. See them right on the end, the tip right there? See all the dots? It's literally like one lay down in this whole freaking place right now. Can't tell me there's not a bass on it. Let's see what these guys are out here. See those? About 30 foot away. I got it right there. Oh, and it is a bass. There's our first clue, guys. That's a good one. Oh my gosh. Saw those few fish hanging off the side. All right. He looks like he got it pretty good. Oh, all right. First clue. There was a couple of them right there on that. Look at that. That's a chunky one right there. All right. There we go. We got fish number one. We are, see how much time. We're actually only 45 minutes in. So really, that's all about isolation is what that is. That is the only lay down that I've seen literally in this whole creek. And I wonder if those other ones are bass. That's a pretty good one. I'd say probably a 2.5. We're actually gonna weigh it though, because we gotta try to get up to 17 pounds. But it's our first clue. We're looking at a 295. See if that saved. It did. 295. First fish, good 3-pounder. And we're on our way. I might be able to catch a couple more right there. Thanks, buddy. I pulled up to that lay down and I was flipping it and I noticed fish on the end of it and I thought they were crappie. And I still think that they were crappie, but I noticed a couple of bigger dots just on the outside. It's a cloudy day, so those fish may not be in that lay down right now. They may be on the outside. So I'm gonna cast back up there, see if I can't get another. Woohoo! I cast this right up in that. I got another one. Oh, it can't, did he get off? Yep. Dadgummit. I literally just casted this. I'm gonna have to ruin this brush pile. Dadgummit. We'll come back. I cast it up literally into that tree. There was 3 dots. There's still, see the fish that are in it. And one tagged it. Okay. Well, we're gonna come back to this guy. But now we at least have something to kind of build off. There's a, you can tell by the angle of the laydowns up there that they're in a lot shallower water. I mean, I'm in 3-4 foot, where over there, that lay down where that fish was at was in a little bit deeper water. I'm not saying, you can't rule anything out. One fish is not enough to rule out stuff. So I'm gonna keep fishing this wood. The good thing is over here, I might be able to throw that spinner bait or maybe even a swim bait and catch fish. There's actually a couple of good laydowns right through here. After fishing a few shallow laydowns with 0 success, I decided to idle to the very back of the creek. As I was idling, I noticed a small stump in about 5 feet of water on my Humminbird side imaging, and I could tell that there were a few fish around it. I decided I would hit it quick on the way out since I just idled so close to it. I then fished the very back of the creek with a spinnerbait, swim jig, and Texas rig to no prevail. So I went ahead and made my way back to the stump. You can see where that stump is, kind of in the distance, about 70 foot out. There's a fish that right there on the bottom. Oh my gosh, he hit it. All right. There's obviously some fish here, but they seem to be in a negative mood. I just had one tag my jerk bait, but I'm gonna throw this A-rig over top of them real quick. Oh. Well, got the stump. After fishing the laydown where I'd caught that first fish again, as well as graphing some offshore structure on the way out of that small creek, I decided to jump over to the next creek to see if I could find another laydown that was in deeper water. After making my way into that bigger creek, I immediately found what I was looking for. We're towards the mouth of this next creek up. There's a good looking big laydown right there to kind of match the pattern. If it is a pattern. The sun's out now though, so instead of those fish relating to the outside, they might be inside. I might be able to catch one flipping the laydown, but I'm gonna start on the outside with that jerk bait and then work my way to actually flipping that laydown. So it's just a perfect little staging area. You know, as these fish are moving kind of from the main creek, the main lake, all the way to the back, this is a perfect little spot for them to just stage, to sit, before they move to the back to spawn. So, oh, there's about 3 of them. I already just saw 3 of them. Look at them. See them all? Right on the end of that. Right on the end of that laydown. Right, looks like them other ones were. After not getting any bites and wondering if I was even throwing at bass, I decided to spend some time running different pockets with the spinnerbait, swim jig, Texas rig, and wacky rig. My thought was the sun coming out would start to make the shallow fish more active. I did this for about an hour and honestly it felt like the Dead Sea in shallow water. I wasn't seeing bait, I wasn't seeing bluegill, and I definitely wasn't seeing any bass. So I decided to try and find some muddy water. A lot of times muddy water will force bass shallow, making them easier to target. So I ran to the north end of the lake until I came upon the perfect pre-spawn area, a pinch point. Bridges like this one act like a pinch point, or funnels for bass that are moving in and out. We have seen major tournaments like Bassmaster Classics won by fishing bridges during the pre-spawn, and although it's extremely obvious, it's always worth a check. A fish. It is a fish. God. All right, come on, baby. Stay on there. Fish number 2. Just got into this muddy water. It's got it pretty good, but my line has got to be chewed up. Come here, buddy. Yeah, he's definitely got it pretty good. Come here. Come here. Oh, God. Let's, okay. Let's go. We got him. Oh my gosh. Okay, we got number 2. Little riprap bass. Solid fish though. I literally, when I hooked him, I didn't even know it was a fish for a while. Like he was just kind of not really fighting. Then he decided it was go time. Just got fish number 2. We are pretty much 3 hours in. Got that first one within the first 45 minutes and been a little while coming. So I just made a big move though. I wanted to find some off color water, and that's exactly what we did. We found some a little bit muddier water. I'm gonna explore this section for the next, I don't know, probably couple hours. But anyways, fished pretty much a standard pre-spawn area, a riprap, you know, causeway type bridge, and got us a solid fish here. So we're getting the right size. We just need to find where they all are. That is a 317. Number 2 is a 317. Thank you, buddy. Gross. We got the little Berkeley money badger right here. This is a good little bait, especially in that cold water time frame. This line is, actually it's not that chewed up. I thought maybe it was really bad because I hadn't retied it, but number 2, let's get another one. This is a type of area we could catch quite a few, so hopefully we can do that. Well, that's exactly what didn't happen. I fished most of that bridge as well as several muddy water pockets with 0 success, and this is when the discouragement really started to sink in. Oh, how I can't wait for every day when I get to go bass fishing and suck it up. I decided to run back to the clearer water to fish offshore the rest of the day when I saw a bank that I have not seen anywhere else on the lake. I was running down the lake here and I kind of looked over and I saw a bank. I really haven't seen a rock bank like we have right here. This is a perfect little pre-spawn type area. Very easy for fish to move up, especially with all the cold fronts they've been having lately. You know, I'm in 12.5 foot of water real close to the bank here. So, well, we are exactly at the halfway point of the day. We got 2 fish for a little over 6 pounds, and we got a lot of work to do. It's just weird to me. I think this cold front, I mean, today's, like I said, is the first warm day. I think there might be a good afternoon bite. I mean, a lot of times when you have a bunch of cold fronts and then you have a warm day, they'll bite late in the day. So I'm hoping that happens. I don't feel like these fish have made the push up shallow, even though that water temperature is like 60 degrees. I'm not seeing it up shallow at all. We're gonna keep our head down. We still got half a day to put something together, and it literally takes 10 minutes. I've never been here. I don't talk to anybody about what should I be doing. This is all just trying to become a better angler and just attacking the water. I'm gonna fish this little point right here, and then we're gonna make a move. Oh, there's a fish. Not a big one. Main lake. Not a... Woo! Okay. Hey, it's something. Gobbled up that DT6, see. As Ike and Ellie would say, DT6 in his face. Spit a little bit there. Right when I was about to give up on life, we get bit. Not a big one. I mean, 1.25 pounds. We'll weigh him. Fish number 3. Not a big one, but we are slowly trying to get to where we need to be. 1.34. 1.34. Not a big one, but thank you, fish. You kept my sanity for at least 20 more minutes. We're at 7.47, and we need 17 pounds. That's 2 5-pounders. That's very doable. Plus, we can get rid of that one. We literally just hit the halfway point. I was just giving an update, but I might run this pattern a little bit more. I mean, I've probably been fishing this style of rock for 30 minutes, 25, 30 minutes. So that's as good as anything I got. All right, let's keep going. For the next 3 hours, I spent my time graphing offshore structure on both the main lake and inside of creeks. I found some great looking brush piles and rock bottom areas with bait, but nobody was home. We got an hour left. And I can tell you right now, this lake is just whooping my behind. Just straight whooping me. But if you guys would like to help support the Bass Fishing HQ channel and bring more videos like this to you, go check out finfishing.com. That's my apparel company, and you can pick up some sweet gear, allow me to keep doing stuff like this. So this is fishing, though. I can't stress that enough. Like, this is how it is. I got an hour though. A lot can happen in an hour. I just need to stay motivated to make it happen. Over and out. Well, time is officially up and we have failed the mission of 17 pounds. But guys, this is fishing. I've never been to this lake in my entire life. We caught a couple of fish. I really just feel like we were kind of in between stages. I don't think the fish were fully out. I don't think they're fully in. I think they're about to be in. So looking at my scale though, we ended up with just those 3 fish for 7.47 pounds. So, well, this is it right here. This is the Arc Tharp Series Moneymaker rod. It's a 7-foot 3-inch medium heavy rod. It's my absolute favorite rod to use for swim jigs, regular jigs, soft plastics, frogs, all kinds of things, paired up with a Bruin ELS 7.3-to-1 gear ratio reel. I'm gonna be sending this to one of you since I failed my mission. All you gotta do is subscribe to the channel and comment down below your favorite part of this video. And I'm gonna pick one of those people to get this rod. I really appreciate you guys watching. If you enjoyed the video, give it a thumbs up, and I will see you guys in the next video.